only for the fury of those who are oppressed.
Oppressed people's nation. I'm only here for the people.
Brown, this Nation Talk in the day. We're gonna be talking to a group from Olive Garden that have been they've been done wrong. And we're gonna start out with a young lady. What's your name?
Lee.
Lee, tell us what happened in your incident. How did it get started? You know, let my viewers know your story, your side of the story.
My name is Lee, and I was a bartender there for 4.5 years at the old store on Orange Place. I transferred to the new store on Harvard, and I was a bartender. They hired 15 bartenders, and our hours was cut all the way down to pretty much like 12 hours a week. An incident happened to me with one of my coworkers, Mark, who is a Caucasian, and what happened was Mark accused me of stealing his tips. Mark called me black motherfuckers, thieving bitch, and I better give him my tips. I went and reported this to the manager, and the manager stated that I needed to write a statement. As I was writing the statement and I signed it, Mark called on the phone and stated that he had found his tips in his back pocket and he wanted to apologize. I told the manager that I could not work with him because I was working in a hostile environment. He said, we'll take care of it, don't worry about it. We just need you to, just do your job. After 2-3 weeks, I was still being scheduled with Mark, where I was very uncomfortable working there. So I went to the general manager, who did not even know this had happened. The general manager went back to the manager, Jonathan, and said, why wasn't Mark written up? What happened? There again, that's when the retaliation started. 2 months later, Jonathan, it was on a Sunday, and I was the only bartender. 25 people walked into the bar, and I had to make 15 different drinks. I went to Jonathan, and I asked Jonathan to help me. There was a co-worker that used to work with me by the name of Keeandra, who was sitting at the bar placing an order, a to-go order, so she can place her order and leave out. Jonathan told me he's not going to help me until I got rid of Key. And I said, well, that's not my position to get rid of Key. She's just sitting at the bar about to place an order. She's not doing anything. I need you to help me up there at the bar because I'm the only bartender. He said, until you get rid of her, I'm not going to help you. A couple of hours passed, and I had got, through the situation. He comes up there. He says, do you need my help? I said, not anymore. I said, I've done everything. And by the way, I'll let Larry know that you would not help me because Keeandra was sitting up here at the bar. That following Saturday, I had 3 people that came to the bar, 3 black people. They ordered pizza and 3 drinks. These people were very angry because their pizza was never made right. I rang up their pizza again. They still never made the pizza right. The people, I looked for the managers for 35 minutes. They were nowhere in the store. I had to leave the bar top 4 times to get different drinks for servers because servers needed wine out of the cooler that was in the front where the managers usually stand. And I asked the servers, if the managers are standing there, why can't you ask the managers? They said, there is no managers here. We've looked for them too. They're nowhere in the restaurant. I said, so I had to leave the bar top 4 times. The people who ordered the pizza got angry. They paid their check and they left out. When the managers came in, they said that I poured 18 ounces of tequila to one guest. And I did not ring it in. And I said, 18 ounces of tequila, wow, that's like 4 times over the legal limit. I couldn't have done that. They said, we saw what you did, and we know you did it. I said, okay, prove it. Well, they couldn't prove it, so I decided to challenge them and go through their dispute resolution process, which is an open door policy that they have affiliated with the company. At that time, it's supposed to be a 5-step process. Turned out to be 22 steps and 12 months of harassing crap that I had to go through with these people because they had not one slight evidence of proof that I did what they said I did. At the mediation, after 12 months in the mediation, they offered me $2,000 and a letter of good faith. I said, $2,000 and a letter of good faith? Obviously, you're telling me that you were wrong and I was right. And they said, no, we're just going to offer you this $2,000 and you need to take it. And I said, well, no, I think I'll go through the next step, which is the arbitration phase, is what I am in right now. These people have caused me to lose my unemployment. I have not been able to get unemployment because when I went through the dispute resolution process, they made sure that my unemployment benefits was cut off. I lost my unemployment, my health benefits, and I'm still fighting after November of 2009 and it's April of 2011. And I'm still fighting this with not only Olive Garden, but with unemployment. Their lawyer for the dispute resolution process has called and harassed me several times. Ron White has called and harassed me several times, telling me that I need to take this deal. I will never win, and it's no use in me going through what I'm going through. So basically, I'm looking for justice. I want Darden restaurants and anybody who goes to Darden to realize that 4.5 years working with a company where you're a stockholder and they have this process of open door policy implemented, it's not for you. It's a one-sided ordeal. They know you don't have any money to get a representative and you're just there all by yourself. So the next group of people that you'll be talking to are people who went through the similar situations and some worse than I have. So we need you to listen to our story because this has caused our lives to be in an uproar. We are looking for a non-violent settlement where we've been as patient as we possibly can. Thank you.
So tell me this. You talked about a group of people that came in about a pizza, and you had served them some drinks too, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you talked about, they said that you had poured 18 ounces of tequila, right?
Yes.
But I'm sure, and let my viewers know, that you rung up the receipt with the drinks and the pizza on it.
Correct.
When you got in, have you had any mediation where they haven't been able, they said they had the receipts or they didn't have the receipts? Have you had any type of mediation where they might have said, they might have been saying, well, we don't have the receipts?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
I had a hearing with the Unemployment Compensation Bureau where a question was asked to Peter Metzen-Bose, who is the regional manager of that particular Olive Garden. They questioned him and said, was there any receipts on that night in question? He stated that he could not give out that information. They wanted to know how did he know that was a particular alcohol in that glass. He stated, he just know. I just know. So they asked him, well, what time did the guest come in? He said, on the receipt, it states that the guest came in at 8:37. My representative said, I thought you said you didn't have the receipts. He said, no. He said, I don't have the receipts, and it's 10:37. I just want to make a correction. It's 10:37. She said, you're reading off time. She said, but you're still stating that you don't have the receipts, so obviously you have the receipts and you're just holding that information. He says, I can't give out that information.